Hi, I'm Aaron Parecki. Today we're going to take a look at this really amazing little tiny device, this Roland video mixer. This may not look very big, but it packs a surprising amount of features into this little thing. Take a look. So this little thing is a video mixer. What does that mean? That means it has little HDMI ports on the back. It takes two inputs and then it can either switch between them or it can do picture-in-picture. So what might you use this for? Well, you could use it as a switcher to go between two different camera angles, but what I'm more excited about is being able to use it to switch between either two computers or a computer and a camera. I film a lot of presentations at events. In those situations, I usually either have to bring a ton of gear in order to be able to switch between cameras and the presenter's slides, or I have to do everything in post-production, and that just takes forever. When we're talking about like 45-minute talks or like a full day of talks, there is no way I'm going to want to edit all those in post. So I like to be able to mix it live. The other really cool thing I'm excited about is, you know how when you are watching a presentation, you're watching a bunch of speakers in a row, you know, someone goes up to the front of the room, unplugs their laptop, the screen goes flickering, it turns black, it turns blue, the next person comes up, then they have to fiddle with the settings to get the resolution right. Well, this thing can sit in the middle, and then instead of going to black and having it flicker, we can actually just switch over to like a logo of the event while the other person is plugging in their computer. So let's get this thing hooked up. On my desk here, I've got a few little devices. I've got a monitor, I've got a recorder, an extra camera that we're going to use as one of the test inputs, and an iPhone to simulate a computer plugged in showing a presentation. I've also got a connection for this main camera that I can run it into here. So now this monitor is showing us the program output, which is being recorded like you would record a live event, or this could go to a live streaming device to push it out to YouTube, for example. We can play with transitions. We can crossfade between camera 1 and camera 2. Can change the transition to a wipe, and now we've got a vertical wipe. What's that flickering? It's just that camera. Helps if you have cables that don't suck. Much better. Well, throwing out that cable. All right, where were we? Cool. Let's take a look at some of the effects. So picture-in-picture is one of the ones I'm really excited about. In order to test that, we're going to reconfigure this, and we're actually going to plug in an iPhone showing a presentation instead of a second camera. So you can see here, I've got Keynote running, which is showing a presentation with 3 simple slides I threw together. And this is actually the presenter's view, and on the output, it's showing what you would want to see on an actual screen. So already this is a fantastic setup, because now looking at this program output here, you can switch between the camera on the presenter and the slides. So that's already really great. The other really amazing thing is this can do picture-in-picture. So to do that, we're going to start by going through the menu to picture-in-picture, and then we can choose the position of the windows as well as the size. Let's bring this down to 30%, and we'll see what that looks like. Now, in order to actually do this, we go in here, toggle effects to picture-in-picture, and remember, this is what you're seeing here is the menu. So this is the preview out here, which lets you set up before you actually push live. You get to set up what's going on here. So let's say you want to toggle which one's which. We actually probably want the full screen slides with the little version of the person in the corner. So you just toggle this button, and that flips them. Remember, this is still preview, so you can do this without affecting what's being shown. Now, when you move the slider, that will bring in the picture-in-picture effect. So I think that's pretty amazing. This little thing alone can do that. This is not huge. This is like slightly bigger than my cell phone. Super excited about that. This means I can actually record an event with a camera and the presenter's slides, mix them together here, record one output, which is the mixed version, and not have to do all that work in post later. One of the other really cool things is if you want to have a sort of like backup emergency, you need to switch the live stream to a still picture because the computer's unplugged and the camera got messed up. There's this little output fade dial, and you can dial this into showing a still image. First, you have to go and capture an image to use as the still image. We're going to go into the menu, dial down to 13, which is capture image. Capture source, you can either capture from input 1 or input 2. We're going to use input 2, which is the slide, since we wanted to capture the event logo, for example. When you click capture execute, then it will... Takes a little while. All right, done. Now let's drop our picture in picture. And let's say the program output is actually showing the camera, and you're like, oh crap, the camera person wants to move. And the slide is over here now. And you're like, oh no, what's gonna happen when the camera moves? And we don't want to record wiggly camera, and we don't have a good slide to show, so you can just toggle output fade and bring up the stored image. Of course, you can also go to black if you want. I think it's pretty cool to be able to show a still image. So the other really cool thing I'm excited about using this for is no cameras, just two computers. So if you imagine you're using this to run the main projector at an event, and you want to make sure that projector is always showing something and is not flickering. Now you can store the event logo in here so that you can bring that up to the projector if you need to, or you can switch between computer 1, computer 2. All right, that's pretty exciting. This thing also has a few other features which I'm not probably going to use ever. It has some visual effects things in it which are like, I feel like kind of gimmicky. So it has like, it can do keying, which I guess might be useful. I don't personally have a situation in which I would need to do keying live. I would rather do that in post where I can control it more finely. But the visual effects, it has a few different visual effects in it. So once you've made your choice of which visual effect to use, when you push the little VFX button, it will load up the effect. And now you can see that it's got a little mosaic pattern, and you can move it around by spinning the dial, which is kind of fun, whatever. I don't think I'm ever going to really use that. It's also got color filters, posterize. Like, really, am I really going to use this? This is, I don't know. Doesn't match my use case. I'm not going to be using those features, but it's kind of cool that it has them anyway, I guess. Really, the thing I'm most excited about is that it is a tiny device, 2 inputs. They both have scalars, so it can take any input, normalize them, and you can use this thing to run either a projector in a room or run it to a recorder so that you can record finished presentation. You can also run that recorder back out to a live stream encoder and push it out to YouTube. This is so much easier than doing this in a computer or lugging around a bigger device. I just absolutely love how small this is, and I'm super excited to use it at the next event I run. So thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, give me a thumbs up below. If you have any other questions about this device or want to see any of the other features, leave a comment down below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can see more of my reviews later. Thanks for watching.